Lords fans, we are here for the season-ending episode of The Last of Us.
Way too soon.
I know. And this one, Dane, was called Look for the Light. Look for the light.
I can't see it. What's going on?
Look for it. Don't
Where's
enter the light, baby.
Don't
enter the light, but look for it, baby.
I always loved the old Bugs Bunny cartoons when Elmer Fudd would go in and Bugs was in like a bedroom.
Turn off that light!
Right.
As a kid, non-stop entertainment with Bugs Bunny.
Non-stop entertainment, yes. I'm always think of the poltergeist woman. Stay away from the light. Don't go into the light, baby. Don't go into the light.
Their little southern accent.
Yeah. All right, so look for the light. We always like to start our episode off with a little drink.
Yes.
What are we having today?
Well, courtesy of Monsieur JR, we're doing Rebel 100 Kentucky Straight Bourbon.
Oh, yeah. Get that Kentucky.
This is a heavily wheated bourbon, so it's
Yeah.
more, not as sweet. It's more on the earthy tone side, you know what I mean?
All right, how much alcohol?
50%.
Woo!
100 proof.
Yeah.
It's not sweet. It's
Right, it's definitely weeded, as I would say. Yep.
So, but good stuff.
Good stuff.
This one is not bottled in New Jersey.
Yes. It is bottled in Kentucky. Everything in Kentucky. Bardstown. I've been to Bardstown, so.
Oh.
All right, so.
We should do a Cult Lords
Bourbon
Whiskey
Road.
Bourbon Road tour.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome. So, well, let's look for the light.
Yes.
First, we want to ask if you're not a subscriber of this channel, which, like 80% of our viewers are not. 20% are. We want to change those numbers up. We want you to subscribe, hit like, and then in the comments tell us what you thought about this season-ending episode, how it ended, any predictions for season 2. Now, two little announcements. Number one, we did not play the game, so we don't have anything to draw upon as far as that goes. Everything we see on the screen for the first time is what we see for
Virgin
the first
eyeballs.
time.
Virgin
Yes.
eyeballs. Every show.
And the second announcement, spoiler alert!
What?
If you have not seen this episode yet, something fell.
The knife.
The knife.
Seems apropos.
Apropos. If you have not seen this episode yet, make sure to put us on pause. Go watch episode 9. Look for the light, and then look for the Cult Lords.
Yes. We've done enough complimentary sessions.
Yes.
Hit the subscribe button for the love of God.
Yes. See, we gave you the first 8 for free. Now it's time to subscribe. Pay the piper. Subscribe to the Cult Lords.
Right. Lift your hand up and just go up and hit it.
Yes. All right. So, Dane.
Pay the piper. Yes.
This one opens up with Joel in just a very good mood. Like, you haven't seen him like this joking with her. And it looks like
been going well for him.
Well, and it looks like he can obviously see that Ellie is kind of down upon something. And she's just in her mind reflecting on all the things. And we see in the opener how she was born.
Yes.
Right?
That was definitely a powerful scene. Although I will say, that woman the mom was running through that for so long, and the creature's able to track her at that distance in the middle of nowhere?
I know, she went upstairs to this one door.
I mean, it wasn't like she was yelling "ah!" the whole time. How did she know?
Because they can't really see. They supposedly do the sonic kind of thing, right?
Well, except that woman was still not to that level yet. Because remember, it comes out of your eyes eventually?
Yeah.
And it hadn't hit her that she was still in that first stage.
But she didn't see her going.
I agree with you.
Did she smell her going?
I mean, she was an entire forest and a field, and it's maybe they got heightened hearing.
Yeah.
So they can and maybe there is a smell.
Hey man, they got some strength because she just bowled this door down at a door. She just went full speed and just
Although ironically, after she came in through the window. Remember the other group shows up and there's a window broken, and that's how that one the infected came in the first time. It's if you could just break a door down, why didn't you just go through the front door?
I don't know.
Because, I mean, and this is where the gamers would have to educate us a bit about this.
Yeah.
I mean, how smart are these things? Are they
Right.
like dog level smart, like Black Summer? Or are they just... I mean, are they all heightened senses? They can smell, they can hear, they can, you know, I mean...
I don't know. The gamers would
know.
have to tell
It
us.
seems like sometimes they're being a little liberal with their zombies on this show.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
how it gets defined, but...
So, you know, we see Ellie.
Mm-hmm.
She's kind of like, you know, you see how she's born.
Yeah.
You see how Marlene takes her.
Yeah.
Who's friends with, and Marlene comes back later in this
Right.
episode. But Marlene, friend of her mom, takes on Ellie, has to kill her mom.
Yep.
But so
And
would that be why? Because you know her mom kind of lied. She goes, "Oh, I cut the umbilical cord before I was bitten." Well, she was bitten before she cut the umbilical cord.
Yeah.
So are we to, I guess, determine that's where the
immunity came
immunity comes from?
So and they kind of hinted at it is that Ellie has some kind of like what happened in World War Z, where she's got the sickness already, and so then all the zombies are leaving her alone, and so it's kind of like that, like, oh, you've already been infected with, because according to your brain stem,
no, that can't be right. The zombies are still attacking her. She's been attacked. She's been bitten. She's been bitten multiple times. What happens is when the fungus goes in, it's not taking over her body.
Oh, well, yeah. There's a macro, micro type aspect. You're right. She'll get attacked because those macro infected don't sense that she's got it in her brain already.
Right.
And then when the micro gets in there and says, "Oh, wait, I've already been here.
Right.
My job is done.
I guess.
I'm out of here. I don't need any more."
I guess.
Because they implied that later when she was going into surgery.
Right.
Remember, he said, "Oh, she's got it in her brain,"
right.
and they were going to go in for a deep dive surgery here, and Joel's like, "Nope."
Yeah.
But anyway, so Joel's very happy because...
Yeah, he just seems very happy. He's trying to tell jokes with her, trying to cheer her up. Even he senses she's having a bad day.
You go to the zoo, they have a little good time.
That was kind of cool, wasn't it?
That was kind of freaky.
And at first I was like, what is she seeing that she's running upstairs? Because once they get upstairs, there's nothing there. And then they keep going up more stairs. So I'm thinking, what was she chasing? What did she see?
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, it's...
your friendly neighborhood giraffe.
Jeffrey the giraffe.
Jeffrey the giraffe.
From
Toys R Us.
Yes.
What was the song?
I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid, right? Or something like that.
That's exactly it. I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. Man, I haven't heard that one for a long time. And I heard Toys R Us got bought by somebody else.
Yeah, they're coming back. They're coming back. They're putting little Toys R Us in like sections of certain stores, and I can't remember what stores.
Somebody thought the concept's just too good to let it go.
Yeah. So
that was cool. Giraffes.
Yeah, the giraffes.
You get to see a lot more. They're in Salt Lake City. Right?
Yeah. So they go back down to street level, and they're walking and talking, and now they're having a good time. Ellie's spirits are lifted up, and suddenly, plink, 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 plink. They look around, and there's a grenade right there at their feet. He takes the time to grab her and dude, I would have kicked it. What would you have done?
Well, she was doing the pun thing. Remember?
Yeah.
That's what, and they weren't paying attention. But I mean, what was that? A stun grenade?
Yeah,
Is that what it was? Okay.
Yeah, flash.
I mean,
bang.
maybe. Well, I mean, I could see your point. If you had I guess maybe in the camera angle, you weren't really sure how close it was to him. I mean, did he have enough time?
It was
he
right
just
by
figured, I need to drop. Maybe he.
Yeah.
You know what? The other thing, maybe he didn't know it was a stun grenade. Maybe
Yeah.
he thought it was like a regular one, and he was just like, "Let's get to the ground as fast as we can."
Like my first thought would have been kick it back, and then
makes sense.
and then get down.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm always very critical about these things.
These military
thinking about how I would do things. Of course,
No,
I'm couch quarterback, right?
No.
Telling you how I'm going to do everything.
But the proper thing, if you wanted going to keep to Joel's character, he should have just fallen on it.
Right. Yeah.
So they completely...
Yeah.
I don't know what the effect was, but that's why I think he didn't think it was...
Well, he would have gotten burned,
He didn't know it was a real grenade. He thought it was a real one, that's why he didn't jump on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on, Joel. Sacrifice yourself a little bit more for this girl.
So they get knocked out,
Mm-hmm.
and now what you find out, it's the Fireflies, led by Marlene.
Yes.
And they or she goes, "Oh, our outer guards didn't recognize who you guys were."
Right.
But she goes, "Man, you are the last person I wanted to owe a favor to, right?"
Yep. And then he basically is like, where the hell is she? You know, I mean, come on. And I don't know, because the Fireflies have always been kind of portrayed as the good guys, but they didn't look like the good guys in this particular episode.
But see,
they were definitely like...
in their minds right now, yes, they're going to kill Ellie, but they're going to save hundreds of thousands of people.
Potentially.
They think.
Yeah, they think.
So,
all it takes is one crazy mad scientist to say, that's the way to do it.
Yeah. The problem is, like, I would have run tests and I would have tried different stuff from the blood first. Where like, okay, just give me some of your blood.
Yeah, like centrifuge.
I mean, because once she's dead, and if you fail, she's dead.
Right.
So like, yeah. So why don't you study her first? Try all kinds of, tests on her blood. See if you can extract something out of her blood. Yeah, or maybe some fungus out of her arm or something.
100% agree with you, and that's probably why in that first was it episode 3 where she tried to cut herself and give it to the other kid, although it was a lame-o way to give blood to somebody. Yeah. That was what they were trying to set up. That
But see, doctors, I mean, those scientists, they don't know that.
Well, yeah, you are 100% correct. I mean, I agree with you. I think they didn't really exhaust their. They basically put her out. And they're like, let's go for brain surgery.
I just came in there for a little drink, before going to work. Just start to settle my nerves. What kind of work do you do? I'm a brain surgeon.
I think brain surgery is your last option here. But,
instead of the first option.
Yeah, instead of first option. So, but, that's the storyline, I guess.
I know.
So, once Joel goes, where is she? And Marlene explains, well, she's about to go into surgery.
Right.
And, they're
going to be extracting something from
cordial
her brain.
Thing like that. Yeah. Well, first of all, he goes, we're going to extract the cordial whatever. And then he puts 2 and 2 together and goes, well, that's in the brain, isn't it?
When did he get so smart?
Yeah. And she's like, well, yes. And he goes, she's not coming out of that alive. He goes, you can't do that to her. And she's like, Joel, it's for mankind here. Think of all the people we could cure. There could be a cure. Right. Like next week, there could be a cure.
The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
Yes.
Are you all right?
Yes, I believe no permanent damage was done.
So, Joel's like basically told, you got to get out of town. Mm-hmm. I would have said, hey, where's that favor you owe me? You know what I mean? I did you the favor. Now you owe me a favor.
Yeah.
Why don't you just
like try him walked out of the building, sir?
Yeah, gather your papers and your files. We're gonna walk you out of the building.
Get your box. All your personal belongings while we watch you empty your desk.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Those pens aren't yours, Joel.
Yeah. Here, you can have this switchblade when you're out of the city. But
leave the girl. Yeah, that wasn't yours when you came in.
I don't think they were even going to give him his rifle. But
well, that's true. They weren't carrying it. So they're going to kick him out the door and say, here's your knife.
Yeah, here's your knife. Yeah, basically. So, the 2 guys are going down and following them and
what I always love is that they're supposed to be good guys. Yeah. And they're acting like prison
they're
board.
Totally acting like pricks.
They're like, come on.
Yeah.
Keep walking.
Yeah.
Keep walking. Keep walking. And I'm like, wait, aren't you supposed to nicely be walking him out? Why are they like shoving him around?
I just did my job, buddy.
Yeah. But, just hauled ass across the country.
Of course.
It's like,
Of course.
I didn't hear anyone say stop.
Which way?
Down the stairs.
Joel's reputation might precede him a little bit. I don't know.
Oh, well.
He's got a reputation of...
But did the fire... You're right. I mean, I forgot about that.
Because his brother was in the Fireflies.
Yeah, so, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I just thought...
I don't know. I
just thought... Well, but, yeah. But also, wouldn't they be honoring him in some way? Like, you brought her to us. I'm sorry.
You made it.
We will be carrying you outside in a basket, you know? Like, why are they like, get your ass down the stairs attitude?
Because it's what have you done for me lately?
Yeah.
Okay. Your task is done. See ya, buddy. So
sounds like sales.
I know. You close a big deal, and the next day it's like, what have you done for me now?
Yeah, right.
So
give me more money.
Yes. So So yeah, they're taking him down the stairs, and then he's gonna fight.
Well, you knew it was coming.
It was coming.
They were following that camera down that was following him down the stairs.
Yeah, I knew he was gonna be able to overpower these two guys, which he did. What I didn't know is he was going to go John Wick on everybody in the building.
No, that's true. I didn't see that coming.
I didn't kind of see that coming.
All right, I'm going to go rescue her. No, I'm going to take out everybody.
Yeah, I'm going to take out
literally
everybody.
Well, he saved the nurses. You notice that?
Well, they were unarmed. So.
He killed the doctor. I love the way the doctor picks up the scalpel like, I'm going to go at you.
Yeah, with a gun. I'm sorry, I cannot let you have her. Well, that's the last thing that
it was like an Indiana Jones
said.
with
yeah,
bam.
Yeah, I like how he said where to the guy in the stairwell after he hurt the guy. He broke his nose and then he shot him in the leg, and then he goes, "Where is she?" He goes, "I'm not telling you anything." He goes, "I don't got time for this." Boom! Dead. Let's go upstairs.
Joel is definitely...
Yeah.
The funny thing is, Joel would do great in The Walking Dead. I mean, there was no leaving anybody around. Walking Dead always left somebody around in the early years, Like,
well, you know what?
It's coming back to haunt you, dude.
In like a Walking Dead world, you gotta make decisions fast. You know what I mean? So he's like, "All right, I don't have time for this." Boom, you're dead.
And you're not gonna come back after me.
Yeah,
you're out.
Yeah. Although he did shoot him in the head, I think, on that. So,
yeah.
But he did go upstairs, and then the next thing you know, it's a John Wick movie. He's taking everybody out. They show everything in slow motion too, like boom, boom,
right.
where the music is going on,
and then he's switching guns.
He's switching guns and magazines and all this.
He's like checking them. Like,
yeah.
Whoa, over the back.
Yeah. Yeah.
He didn't do that, but I agree with you. It did seem like they were kind of playing homage to another genre.
I know. So he makes it all the way up to the surgery room. They've just put Ellie out, right? Mm-hmm. And once again, I always wonder, where's the electricity coming from 20 years later in Salt Lake? But, they got electricity.
That's true. Building. I mean,
And no seemingly threat in the city. They just walked in. Animals are okay.
Oh yeah, that's true. I didn't even think about that. I mean,
we always talk about where's the zombies.
And I forgot about that in the sense that normally the urban areas are completely off limit because the zombies are going to attack it. We saw that in Boston where they're all just sitting out there waiting for somebody to step on one of their little fungus feet.
Yeah, we saw it in Kansas
None of
City.
this.
Like underground, they came out. Don't see it.
Yeah,
it's just really weird. Really weird how.
Should we get into our personal opinion about that, or we'll wait till the end? Get to the end.
Well, what's your personal opinion?
My personal opinion, where the hell are the zombies?
I know.
Come on, that was ridiculous. I mean, through the entire city. They showed them, of course, the ones, and it was a stupid excursion of the zombie with the mom.
Yeah.
And I was like, come on. Joel and Ellie are just wandering through the city.
Yeah.
Half the time he has his gun on his back. There's no preparation.
They're telling jokes. They're they're running upstairs after giraffes, not knowing what's around the corner.
Right.
But they don't need to worry about what's around the corner because there's nothing around the corner.
I know.
So,
I just thought, and here's my opinion on this whole entire season. Maybe we'll get to that later, but it needed one more episode. This was episode 9.
Yeah.
You needed an episode 10. Or whatever you want to call it, that had zombies in it, because it didn't make any sense.
Did you watch the making of afterwards? The making of The Last of Us?
The behind the scenes, yeah.
Well, it was the making of. It was a 30-minute...
Oh, no, I did not watch that one.
Okay. So what happened is at the very end of this episode, they said, make sure to watch on HBO streaming. And you had to wait 30 minutes after 30 minutes after this. So I watched it. It's all the game creators are involved in this, and all these people are involved in this that were involved in the game, and they've just made conscious decisions to not show much zombie stuff compared to what's in the game. So that's what it is.
I'm sorry, but that was a stupid decision.
But given that it's a stupid-ass decision, I've elected to ignore it.
I am very disappointed with it.
I
still like this show, and I can't wait for season 2. But where's the zombies, folks?
I agree, 100%. We gave it an aura. We gave our eyeballs to this. We said, okay, you can get away with not showing zombies because you get some serious
in every
story
episode.
in almost every episode, but you gotta have some payoff. I'm sorry, it can't be episode what was the episode 4?
Yes.
That had the big zombie onslaught.
That was it.
And then they also and this is the cardinal sin in movies. If you were going to show something, there's got to be payoff. And they showed that bubbling of the cement in the basement, no payoff.
Well, the payoff was the big thing.
Well, I guess
for that
later.
episode.
But I mean, yes.
But still,
I
hear
it
what
was
you're
just
saying.
like, God, come on.
I hear what you're saying.
And so I actually personally think this ruined the entire season. I think they made a cardinal sin is that you cannot say
I won't go that far.
You cannot go this far with a show that is supposed to be zombies and not show zombies.
Yeah.
I mean, the last 2 episodes, and you could technically say there haven't been zombies since episode 3 because they've all been flashbacks.
I mean, it's almost like watching a shark movie where they only have 12 minutes of the shark in it.
Well, and in this particular thing, with this episode, the zombie was actually, how old is Ellie? 13 years ago? It wasn't technically in this time zone.
Right.
So this one, no zombies. The previous one, no zombies. The one before that, no zombies. Because it was showed Ellie and their backstory.
Right.
So really, none of these zombies have occurred in 2023.
Right.
Except once.
Yeah.
Maybe twice. I don't remember.
Well,
no, I think once.
episode 2. When they go into Boston and then Tess dies, where they all get up and come running in.
There it is. That's you're right. That's 2023. One attempt.
Yep.
And then the second attempt.
Gosh, let me think. So.
And Bill and Frank don't count because that was all past.
That was in the past.
And then 3, and then And
then when they showed Tess, or not Tess, but Ellie. And her friend dying, that was in the past.
Yeah, it was in the past. Before she even had met Joel.
So you're right. In 2023, there's a lot of zombies, right? No, 2 and 4. 2 and 4.
2 and 4.
Right. So 2 episodes out of 9 episodes show the modern day zombies.
Yeah.
So, but let's get back to.
I want to end this right now. I'm pissed.
The surgery room.
Yes. Okay. Surgery
So
room.
he does kill the doctor, tell the nurses to go over to the corner. And then he grabs Ellie.
Takes off. Because he's killed everybody. He's got no resistance.
Yeah, I would think that if he's got no resistance, get some supplies and get her some clothes. But maybe he thinks there's more resistance hiding around the corner.
Later, he somehow finds clothes, which I don't know where he got
clothes
from.
He said we'll get you some clothes on the way.
At the 7-Eleven or something on the way?
They went to house in some town and got her some clothes. But anyways, so...
He takes off.
So he goes down into the basement.
Elevator works.
Yeah.
Ironically.
So he's looking for a car in the garage, and that's where Marlene shows up. And she's like, "You can't take her, Joel."
No.
And I'd be like, "Listen, woman, everybody's dead upstairs. Nobody's gonna be able to
except
help
for the nurses.
Yeah, and they're not gonna be able to do it.
Nurses always do it better.
And then she says, "Well, there's some other way that we can find out." And I was like, "Well, you should have proposed that in the first place."
I know. Well, and it did open up, and this is the entire season has been around this. Philosophical questions.
Mm-hmm.
Like, would you have saved her, or would you have allowed her to be potentially what's the word I'm looking for? Experimented on in order to save the human race. You know what I mean?
That is very tough.
That's the 2 questions right there.
Because you know what? If it's like some stranger you don't know, you're probably like, yeah, see if we can get it.
Right.
But he's been through so much with her.
He sees her as a daughter.
He's developed a relationship with her, sees her as a daughter. And he knows that once she goes under and they make the incision, he's never going to see her again.
Right. And so it stayed true to his character because they've proven that he is definitely, that's my family, my daughter, and there's no effing way I'm going to let anyone hurt her.
Yep.
So,
and especially like, there was a very telling conversation that she had with him earlier, and she says, "All right, after we go and we give him what we want, we see it to the end. I'm with you.
Get a cheap swab. Get a cheap swab.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you for the rest of the way. Mm-hmm. Whatever you want to do, I'm down."
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So, so you see, he gets into a car. You don't see him kill Marlene immediately, but you do see kind of in a flashback.
Right.
He kills Marlene.
Oh, no, wait. Please. Let me go.
You've just come after her.
Right?
Yeah.
And he gets into the car and he takes Ellie. They drive to Wyoming.
Back to Jack. Yeah. Right. Go ahead.
Down to 5 miles away. Then they're gonna walk it out. But here's the thing: the season ends where they're on a mountain overlooking Jackson Hole, Wyoming. They see the town that they're gonna stay in. But she doesn't seem so excited because she goes, tell me what happened. And so he says, oh, well, on the way there, he's like, oh, you know what? They found like 5 other people just like you. They're working on a cure. You know what I mean? Everything's good. Everybody's hunky-dory.
She says, but I can tell when you're lying.
She can tell when he's lying. And then she says, swear to me that what you just told me is true. And he looks at her and he goes, it's true. And then she takes a pause and she goes, okay. But I'm like here, why doesn't he just tell her? They were going to kill you.
Well,
they were going to kill you.
They said something about that particular decision earlier when Marlene says to him, what would Ellie want? And then she says, and this is in the parking garage when he's holding her, and she says to him, you know Ellie would want her to save the human race.
I don't know.
That's what but I mean, I agree with you. I mean, but that's what Marlene said to him. You know Ellie would want it to be the other way.
Listen.
So, we're left to decide.
I'm somebody that believes that lies are always found out at some point, right? Lies are not permanently kept away. And especially when there could be some loose ends. The nurses are there. They can tell everybody what happened. Right. You know what I mean? And the fireflies come. Ellie's going to find out. Do you want Ellie to find out from somebody else? Or do you want Ellie to find out from you? And I would prefer she found out from me.
Right. And I do agree with you on that particular point. But at this particular moment, when they need to get into the safe zone, he was going to tell her that. I think eventually he would tell her correctly.
We'll see.
But, no, we won't see.
We'll see in season 2.
Well, I don't know. Is that where it's going to pick up? Because I thought season 2 might be a sequel type thing. Or, a prequel type thing. I don't know, because it's following the game, right? I thought that was something with the game.
I have no idea. I didn't know the game.
I don't know.
Is Last of Us 2 a prequel to this?
I thought that... I read something about that, but I'm not 100% sure. We need the gamers to tell us this one. But
yeah, gamers tell us. I can't imagine they're going to go do a prequel on this. Everybody wants to know what happened from this point on.
Yeah.
So maybe he does say, hey, let's let this cool off for a week, and I'll tell you.
Yeah.
But
then she would know.
Tell her. Right?
Then she would know. If you're going to cool off for a week, and then I'll tell you. But then, in his mind, he's like, I need to get you down there safe, and then... So I agree with you. He will tell her. I think he will tell her, and she'll probably be pissed.
Right.
Like, you made the decision for me!
I'm anxious to see if she learns from him first, or if she learns from somebody else first.
Well, if they go for the dramatic storyline, she will find out first.
She will find out from somebody else, yeah. That's... And you know what?
Because you were right. The nurse is probably the Firefly Network, and then his brother will come back and say, what the F? She was gonna save mankind, and you let her, you pulled her out of that, and then she'll find out, and there'll be all this controversy and blah blah blah.
Then she's gonna be like, Joel, you should have just let it happen, and he's like, I can't let that happen.
Right.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
It's a great philosophy. And they set it up. The perfect philosophical will you or won't you kind of scenario. Because, you have daughters. I don't, but I've got a son. And it's like, would I save my son or save the human race?
Well, if I knew for 100% fact it saved the human race, I would unfortunately probably sacrifice my child or myself or somebody I love.
Yeah.
But this is totally experimental. They don't know what's going to go on here.
Never mind the fact that they got a barely running generator powering the operating room.
How are you going to make vaccines for everybody?
I would love to get a doctor to step in here and say, when I see 2 nurses and 1 doctor and there's no serious medical, he's about to go full on brain thing.
Yeah.
She's basically dead no matter what.
Yeah. So I wouldn't accept that. I wouldn't accept that kind of thing. If they said, hey, look, we want to draw some blood samples.
Yeah.
We want to play around with the blood for a while. maybe at least for a year or two.
Which they freaking had time to
Yeah.
do.
And then in a last-ditch effort, it may come down to this in a couple years. But you got a couple years with her.
It's like, try everything
I would
else.
try everything else, you know? That's my belief. So
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you're not going in for the deep dive. You're going in for the shallow water, figuring everything out, and then go a little deeper, and then plunge.
Right.
Because in this particular case, which to me seemed really... I mean, I know this is another example of they had to adhere to the game because, you know, they're trying to. To me, it was like not reality. Like, all right, well, we're just going to kill her to get her brain.
Right.
Quarters, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Which is not real. I'm sure doctors come in there like, that's the last thing we would do.
Right.
So, you know.
Yeah, it would be the last thing. They would. There's so many things you can do beforehand.
Maybe even do like a, what do they call it, spinal tap? I mean, just to get some of that out. I mean, it's just like so stupid that there's no experimental testing.
Before you kill her.
Right.
Right. Because once she's gone, she's gone.
Yeah.
So, and she could be the only one, you know, that is... And you know what? Marlene would have to basically know that the way Ellie was delivered...
Right.
What it was that caused this.
Yeah.
So they could probably go and recreate that.
And that is
I mean, somebody would have to get bitten who's pregnant.
And then that's the tragedy of this episode, is that Marlene's been offed. So nobody knows, no witness whatsoever, except for those two guards who were kind of like off camera. I mean, they probably could have like, so was she bitten? Did you hear anything in there? But I mean, we don't know where the hell those guys are.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, why wouldn't Marlene put two and two together and say, okay, maybe the baby was still connected and then she got bitten?
Right.
And then
Right, and especially the way Ellie's mom was so adamant. I made sure that to me is a lie right there. You know, the way she's doing that.
Right.
Right. So I would put two and two together. She was bitten while pregnant, delivered her, cut the umbilical cord, so she had traces of that fungus in her, but not fully in her. You know what I mean?
Way. I mean, and she said something about the mother's antibodies were, right? Didn't Ellie say, the mom said something when she was talking to Marlene, like, she's got my antibodies or something like that. Before I cut it, I don't know what it was. By the way, the mother, but you know, her name is Ashley Johnson. She plays the voice of Ellie in the game.
Oh.
So, and once again.
So if you watch that making of us,
Uh-huh.
they show like a reunion of all these people that were part of the game.
Uh-huh.
And they show like the real Ellie. Like, you know, in the game, talking about meeting Ellie, you know, from Game of Thrones. And it's really a very interesting thing. So I
watch that.
It's on HBO Max, so you can stream it. So.
Get it.
So the season ends. She accepts Joel's BS.
Yes.
And I kind of wanted them to go into the town and see that.
I really feel this season needed an episode 10. I think they cut it short. Because to your point, the town, and where's the zombies?
Yeah. Yeah. What?
God.
What I was kind of wondering if you were wondering this too. As they're walking out of the car and they're doing a 5-mile journey through the woods, like, what if they got there and Jackson Hole had fallen? Right?
Yeah, that
Wouldn't
would be interesting.
crazy? But, you know.
But that doesn't... Unfortunately, here's another... To your point, this is another version of keeping to the game. Because, yes, why wouldn't, you know, in the Walking Dead world, that is exactly what would have happened.
Right. Right.
That would be, like, completely burned up, fences down, blah, blah, and they'd be like, what are we going to do?
Right.
In this case...
And then it'd be a huge cliffhanger. Right.
I mean, it seems like in this particular... And maybe we could say this is based more on reality from The Walking Dead, that if somebody establishes a fort-type atmosphere like that and guards it, well, then they're pretty much immune to everything. Unless somebody comes in there with, like, a tank or...
Well, not in Walking Dead.
No,
so,
I
like,
mean, in this...
Okay.
Opposite in The Walking Dead, you're right. Somebody would show up... Like, the governor had, like, an entire, like... You know, fortress, and then somebody just came up and knocked the door down.
Or like when they took the prison, and so they were like holed up in the prison, and then somebody like literally had a heart attack one night and died, and then came back as a zombie, and then was behind the walls killing people.
Right.
So you can never trust if somebody dies behind the walls for any reason there is now a zombie.
I agree.
So
yeah.
you can never 100% be safe that way.
And that yeah.
So,
I mean, great point, because
yeah.
in this world, it seems like you can just wander around, not really caring. You're in an urban. There's no zombies. Oh, I hear them or whatever. I mean, they did us a disservice. I think I mean, not that since we didn't play the game. I think they didn't. They did that audience a disservice because they didn't explore enough of the whole zombie genre, and and we found out that there was stuff where in the game where Ellie had to go out and fight all these zombies to save, and it was like, why wouldn't you make that an episode? Show any of that. Yeah. Why wouldn't you make that an episode?
Yeah. All right, Cult Lords viewers, we want you to tell us what you think. Do you agree with Dane? Do you agree with me? I mean, I didn't think it ruined the season. He thinks it ruined the season that you didn't have enough zombies. I don't think it ruined the season, but I think it was definitely a downer.
Season crash and burn.
You didn't see enough zombies in this. And I like this show. I mean, I really like the acting. I like the actors. I like the scenario, but it didn't show enough peril with the zombies for me. So tell us what you think.
I 100% agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, when he was down in that parking garage, where was the zombie carrying her around? It would have been much more of a dramatic moment if a zombie attacked him and then Marlene saved. You think about it. A zombie attacks him and then Marlene saves them, and then he ends up killing Marlene. I mean, that would have been such 100% more dramatic. God.
All right. Well, I'm going to hear what the Cult Lords viewers think
from this season.
Go down and hit subscribe. Hit the like button and tell us in the comments what you think about this season-ending episode. Were you satisfied with the season? Were you disappointed with the season?
Yes.
Are you hopeful for next season being a little bit more action-oriented? Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what the zeitgeist and the popular opinion is out there. I mean, I know people like this show, but are they disappointed there's not enough zombies in it? And there's not very much action. There's not too much going on. Not much peril, it seems like.
Right.
So, maybe the writers and the producers and the showrunners will get a clue for season 2 and make it a lot more scary, if you will. Mm-hmm. Who knows? We'll see. So, Dane?
Yes.
Put us out of our misery.
Oh, peace out.